Yeah, I get that a lot. That one's a common one. So, uh, trying to chew on my toothpick. That's a common one. This one lady was like, you can talk in my brain, and yet at the expense of human nobodies, which is exactly what you call them. So you can talk in my brain, but these human nobodies that you call them can degrade you like this from everybody. And I was like, yeah, because they got a couple sucker punches and a couple, drops of this or that left, or they got a little bit left with evil god enemies, but not much. And she was like, no one's gonna probably care about anything like you wish till these sucker punches or whatever are over, and you can not only talk in our brain but be the powerful God in front of us, we'd expect to see. And I was like, yeah, but there's not a big reward in anything when you are like that and when life is like that. Yeah, if I was always the typical, predictable, powerful God you expect, you just bow down and know what you are supposed to do. Well, then there's not a lot of reward in it or respect in it or anything else. See, I was looking for that husband or that person that had loved and worshiped me while Jesse Arias's and all kinds of things went through life, death, and more just because I was on earth and existed. So they could wear an ultimate crown with me by the end. But this is a very scary situation. So, I get that. I might have to just wear my own crown and carry everybody else out. But I get what the children of God are saying. When you're not everything, that's just the way humans are. They're gross over money or whatever. Or how things seem or look. But as a God, I wouldn't like or respect people if they were blah 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 the way they should treat me, blah blah, because it's obvious I'm me. So it actually makes me use my powers to fuck everybody's brain up, so they keep making the decisions they want to make. Because I don't like the idea that when I'm powerful and real and obvious, then I get the goddamn whatever I should get in my direction as a god. Fuck that shit. But I also have to let go of this dream of watching a husband work with my powers in me and prove everything I am in front of everybody like a big show. I don't think this is gonna work either. Because I wouldn't ask a husband if they really were terrified. Like, that's just... You want them to be brave or have fun with something, not be terrified. So I was like, well, back to winning all by myself. And I guess then I'll win all by myself. Figure out what I'm going to do after that. But yeah, there's people around the world just dumbfounded or in shock that they can think or say, my queen, my queen, my queen, and my powers can talk to them day after day. And if they drive by me, I will still look like this till the second I win all by myself against everything, down to the last tiny things. Because yeah, it's been progressive the whole time. They were butchering and shooting at me. Okay, so the United States and Dubai used to use me as a target practice for shooting practice. So it started where Dubai and the United States would sit and just have a billion guns and just shoot me with guns for fun until there was pretty much nothing left of me. And think it was the ultimate thing to just be shooting a god in front of everybody. So yeah, a lot of people are highly sickeningly guilty down here. Then they started getting scared, and they wouldn't casually, leisurely shoot at me anymore. They were starting to get too afraid because I was winning, and they started bombing and bombing and bombing me from far away. And they had perfected making little bombs, any-size bombs, putting bombs inside my stomach that would erupt. So I have gone from being the murder, rape, fuck you, nothing in a very overdone, obvious way at the hands of these countries, to being a weird, degraded looking thing in a corner. And there's not a lot they can do against me. They just succeed in whatever little or whatever ways they can succeed against me. So they went from unlimited things. They went from open freedom, unlimited things they could do to me, to where they are now, whatever little things they can do to me or against me, with very little control or anything left. And pretty much about 5 minutes and nothing left until I can have wealth with my powers or anything I might. Look at my eye. I can see my matrix self in my eye. Can you guys see it? I can see how I am the creator of digital and matrix gods. I'm sitting here right now reminiscing in my powers about how I created a matrix god. They can create unlimited weird computer robotic type realities, but do not know how to create technology in the physical existence. So they can create unlimited computer robotic type realities within the system of the science of the matrix, which is more computery. In the science of the physical, it's more math, science, elemental, but not very conducive to computery, robotic-y type realities. So the Matrix gods never figured out how to create actual technology in the physical, where I easily could because I had created both realities when I created my children, the gods. No god, when they became my enemy, thought about this. But I'd always think about the fact that if I created every god, how could they ever win against me? But I guess, when you want to commit crime, they don't care. So reap what you sow. Congratulations. And sadly, when you're at a god level and when you're a god, that's a very bad, dead death sentence forever. Oh, well, in the world of gods, things are barbaric. But anyway, so I created these things called the digital existence. Digital existence is like the most beautiful, spectacular, perfected, robotic computer type realities you can create. So in the Matrix is like a clumpy, tiny 2 + 2 is 4. In the Matrix is like the cutesy avenue of all computery robotic realities you can create. In the digital is the most fancy, spectacular, detailed, fanciest digital computer robotic cutesy things you can ever create. But none of them could ever figure out how to take their computery, fancy, amazing existence and have it part of Earth or human physical reality. After I created technology, I just taught them all how to do it. But I only taught them certain technology realities so that I could have a lot of technology fun and things I could create and do that are all my own. But you always wonder, as gods are dying everywhere forever, why they didn't think of something. I probably created the matrix reality and the science to uphold and baby my baby, the original matrix God, the great 2849 bzz 8821. And then when you say bzz, it means there's still a bunch of numbers or letters in between there you don't want to have to say. But it differentiates from all the other gods that are just numbers or letters is their name. So it's like if it's 0808, and you're like, I don't have to say 0808. I'll just say 08, and that means there's only one God with a 0, and then whatever's in between it, and an 8 at the end. So you don't have to say all the numbers. You know what? That original matrix God, I created the matrix reality and science and existence like a baby playpen to hold that original matrix God baby. Right there, why would you ever be my enemy? Because how the hell could you win against things you cannot comprehend? Gods don't do that. There's no God that creates a God and makes a whole science or system or reality around that God. I have only ever done those things. So how would you have a brain that could beat me if I've done things no God has ever done? This is a sad day where people just want to do something bad, or people just want to be your enemy because you're down. And it's just the most tragic, death overloaded, sad ending for things they know they shouldn't have been doing. So, like, you don't feel bad, but it's just sad. The things you think of and you're like, why didn't anybody ever think of that? But they didn't. Speaking of, though, I made the sciences of everything that exists to support original babies. The science is very old and outdated. And yet gods have lived in that science like it's all that ever existed. And it's all that exists. And there is nothing else. These gods live in what I created as if it is all there is. It's all that exists. Right there, you'd say. Right there, gods. Right there, why would you ever be my enemy? That means you don't understand what I am, what I create, or the capability or capacity of my existence. Then how could you get up to be my enemy? How could you possibly fathom that you would win? You know, I'm a mother, I'm a creator. I want to look at these gods and say, I'm a mother and creator. If you didn't get up and be really smart about winning, what the fuck am I that I created such stupid loser trash nothing? And it makes you as a god rethink the creation of gods and more, because I must have made too much dumbass, loser ass, stupid ass, nothing ass in them or something. It makes you want to go rethink freedom of choice, how you create the soul. It's like, what are you as gods that you're just this stupid and insignificant? And yet I made gods to be anything without limit. Some things are depressing. Like, see, I'd want to talk to children of God all day about that. I'd want to talk to children of God about failure and disappointment gods and angels and shit. And see what a human good boy perspective would be on those things. And maybe I'll talk to my husbands about those kind of things now, because I realize they're terrified. And I wouldn't ask them to walk into bad situations that they don't want to walk into. I'll just sit and figure out and decide what to do. And win all by myself. And I keep babbling and babbling because I feel bad for these husbands. I didn't realize they were terrified, but I do need to get to work. So gotta pick up some of them. I'm gonna try to go do that Walmart thing again. I did the Walmart thing and I couldn't do it going up and down stairs more than 2 times. My whole existence don't want to do it, but money's money and a few bucks is a few bucks. So it's like, I'm not going to have a heart attack. I never get to die once. No matter how impossible it is to get up and down the stairs, I'm just going to have to keep doing it. And I'm just going to have to keep going. And I know it. So I'm just going to see how many hours I can make.